So in the last video, we created functionality wherein we can add pages to our simple CMS system. In this video, let's see how we can do something similar, which is editing of pages. Okay, so the edit page is going to look similar to the add page. So the first thing we need to do is let's create a page called edit.php inside of our pages folder, and let's go over to the add.php and let's copy everything in there, and let's come to edit here and we're going to paste it. Okay, so let's change a few things here that are specific to the edit page. Let's change the h2 header that says edit page, and the title, body, and checkbox will all be the same, except that the checkbox part here, we're going to change some few things there. So we want to set a checkbox to checked if the page has been published, and if it hasn't been published, we want to check the checkbox to unchecked. Okay, so let's do an if there. So let's bring this down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to say if, I'll just open a PHP tag there. So let's say if page, don't worry, we're gonna query for page in a bit. So if page published equal to 1 echo checked. Okay, so basically if you put a checked property inside of an input which is of type checkbox, then it checks the page by default. Okay, so let's just close this here, bracket. Okay, so now let's query for this page. So anytime we're coming to this page here, we're gonna have to come to this page with an ID get parameter. Okay, so let's assume that we did so. Let's query for the page. Let's say page equal to get page, and then let's pass in the ID, which is going to live in $_get and ID. Okay, and then now we're going to have to echo the page values inside of the title and the body. Okay, so let's do PHP echo page title. Okay, so let's come to the text area here again, and then inside of the text area, let's just say PHP echo page body. Okay, so let's change these here for the title, changes to be single quotes because we put in the value inside of double quotes already, so that's conflicting. For the text area, we don't have to worry about that because we actually input it inside the two tags for the text area. And let's change these create here to say update. So next, let's change this process add to process edit so that we submit to that page, and then we're going to create that page now. Okay, so let's say process edit.php, and inside of there we're gonna first need to include some headers just like we did for process add. Okay, so let's copy the top part of the process add.php and let's come to process edit here. We're gonna paste that in there. So let's open up a PHP tag right underneath the required statements, and we're gonna do if check. So let's say if is set $_post edit published. So yet again, if the published checkbox has been checked, then we're going to say post. We're going to force it to be 1 equal to 1 here. Okay, else if it hasn't been checked, go on else statement $_post publish equal to 0. Okay, so let's say if edit page, and then the edit page function will take in two parameters. One is an ID, or the ID of the page we are editing, and the next is just the data that comes with it. Okay, so we pass in post, that is the data that came from the form. So if everything was edited properly, we're going to locate using the header function. So we pass in a string location, and then /page pages /edit, and then we have to pass in the ID so that we return back to the page that we're editing. Okay, so let's say ID equal to, and then we're going to pass in ID here. So we're going to have to grab the ID right at the top here. So let's say ID equal to $_post and then ID. Okay, so we're going to have to store this inside of a form, which we haven't done yet, but we'll do so in a moment. All right, so if the edit page failed, then let's redirect back to that same page but with errors. Okay, so let's say header location /pages, so /edit /id equal to, so we're just gonna have to put in the id here, and let's say error equal to couldn't edit page. Okay, so let's do apostrophe here. So now everything seems to work fine. Now we just have to implement this edit page here, but before we do that, let's go to our edit.php, and then we're gonna have to add in an id inside of this form here. So it's gonna have to be a hidden id. So inside hidden input, sorry, so input type is hidden and the name is id. The value is just, we're gonna echo in page id there. Okay, so let's say echo page, and then we do id. Okay, so yet again it's gonna have to be single quotes. So let's go to our functions.php now and implement the edit page function there. Okay, so right at the bottom of functions, let's say function edit page, and then let's do id and then data. And first we need to just grab the PDO equals to db : get connection. Okay, it's gonna have to be a small o. So now that we've got the PDO, let's create a SQL string. SQL equal to update pages set title equal to, so bound parameter of title, and then body equals to the bound parameter of body, and then publish equal to the bound parameter of publish. Okay, so we're gonna have to put in one condition where id equal to bound parameter of id. Okay, so let's say create a prepare a statement by using statement equal to PDO prepare, and then let's just say SQL. Okay, so next let's just say edited equal to statement, and then execute. We pass in an array here which is going to resolve these bound parameters here. So first thing we just need to do a key of id, and then the value will be id as we've passed at the top here. So that's going to be replaced inside of this id here. So next let's just bound title just like we did for the add page function. So title and then data title. So next let's just do it for body data body. Finally let's just do it for the published data published. Okay, last but not the least, let's return edited. Okay, so that will be true or false based on if this execute run properly. All right.